I've been catching a breather here, you know, reflecting back on all my adventures. It's been a long road, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. Hey, sounds good to me. Which part of my story you want to hear, bro? Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. My big brother, that's you, bro, got a letter from Princess Peach and took off. Left behind as usual, I was cooking a snack at home when another letter arrived. We don't get much mail, so I was thinking, huh? This is what the letter said. Sirs, my name is Crate. I'm a cabinet minister in the far-off Waffle Kingdom. Our land has been attacked by the Chestnut King, who took out Princess Eclair. I ask, nay, beg for your assistance. The Waffle Kingdom needs your skills. I humbly request your prompt response, sirs. Sincerely, Crate. Well, I don't remember it exactly, but I think it was something like that. With Mario, that's you, bro, gone, it fell to me to answer this plea. Hesitating only a teensy bit, I headed to the Waffle Kingdom to investigate. Oh no, first I wrote a note to myself about what I was cooking, then I left. Once I reached the Waffle Kingdom, I met Minister Crate, who filled me in. The Chestnut King had kidnapped Princess Eclair and vanished. Apparently though, some oracles said a marvelous compass could locate her. This marvelous compass had been broken into 7 parts by an ancient curse. And those parts had been scattered across the land. Can you believe it, bro? Each part of the marvelous compass was said to point to the next. And since one of the parts was embedded in the tiara worn by the princess, I surmised that once I collected all the parts, I'd find her. Smart, huh? The minister gave me the compass base spoken of in Waffler fables. When it activated, the entire thing lit right up, indicating the deep south. It was pointing me toward Rumblebump Volcano on the Pudding Continent. So yeah, here I am. I'm sailing out of roadport for Rumblebump Volcano. It's probably going to be pretty dangerous, but I gotta rescue that princess. As soon as my ship docked on the Pudding Continent, I set out for the volcano. To reach my destination, I spent several days fording through dense jungle. Scary beasts were all over. More than once I thought I was done for, bro. I may have screamed a bit, to scare them off, you know, but as fate would have it, a blooper named Blooey heard me shrieking and found me in this one town. Blooey was on a journey of his own, but he joined me after hearing my tale. Now, Blooey's a madman. Back in his hometown, they called him the White Torpedo. Yeah, he's a tough guy. Anyway, he helped me fight to Rumblebump Volcano. This place was all about bubbling lava pools and heat that make the sun sweat. And the place was lousy with evil traps designed to protect the compass piece. The scariest one of all was this gigantic 100-foot tall statue that stomped around. Now, the weakness of this giant statue, bro, was a red gem on his forehead. Now, I could jump high, but not high enough to reach this thing by a long shot. So I came up with this plan for Blooey to hit that weak spot. All you, man, I said. I waited for a pause in the statue's movement and hucked Blooey up there. And bullseye! The White Torpedo saved the day. That jewel got whacked. It was a critical hit, and that stone statue toppled and crumbled into pieces. Once that was done, it was an easy stroll to the room where the treasure was. Unfortunately, Princess Eclair was nowhere to be found. But I got another piece of the marvelous compass and put it in the base. Now the compass pointed west to Plumpbelly Village on the Strudel continent. So I set sails once again and came back here to Roadport to recharge. Once we made landfall on the Strudel continent, we made for Plumpbelly Village. Once we got there though, we immediately noticed that something was wrong. We learned from the mayor that the town was ruled by a giant snake named Hizza. He said his own daughter was going to be offered up as a sacrifice to this beast too. So, of course, being heroic, I offered myself up to go in her stead. Brave, huh? Now, the custom was for sacrifices to be dressed as brides, so I got all dialed up. I was one hot sacrifice, bro. I looked so good, I fooled our foes and got in his lair. It was kind of rough fighting in that gown, but I managed. Chiffon really chased, bro. I finally found Hizza, and the snake had a second head on his tail. Talk about scary. I fainted real quick, but when I came to, I managed to distract both heads. It reared up, fangs bared to attack, and at that moment, I deftly lunged left. His gaping mouth smashed into one another, and he vanished in a cloud of smoke. A shining plate fell down on a spot where his body had been coiled. Yes, another compass piece. I said it, and it pointed east to Circuit Break Island. Just as I was about to leave the town, the mayor asked me to stay and marry his daughter. I thought about it. She was sorta cute, but we ended up sneaking off the next morning. I mean, I still have to save Princess Eclair from the Chestnut King. And when the marvelous compass activated this time, I heard somebody's voice. It was so beautiful, bro. I'm certain it was Princess Eclair's voice. My heart began to race. That's when I realized it. Princess Eclair, I think Oh, I kinda zoned out there. So yeah, we set sail again after ditching town. Just as our boat arrived at Circuit Break Island, we heard this incredible racket. We soon found out that they hold kart races almost every day on the island. Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for that day. Just as we got to the racetrack, they were holding the award ceremony. I couldn't believe my eyes! Right there, on the trophy they gave to the winner. It was another piece of the marvelous compass. I almost passed dead away. I decided right then and there that the only thing to do was enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in kart races before, so I thought I'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. The karts were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with their exhaust. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas. It was anything goes, bro. Of course, I wanted to get right out of there pronto. These drivers were crazed. But I worked up my courage and signed up anyway. And my race day finally came. I got one of the best karts, the big green 01. I took my position at the start line. The light went green and I stopped the accelerator. And something bad happened. I was in reverse! The big green 01 went rocketing backwards with me yelling. I crashed into the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-screen. In one fell swoop, I dropped into last place and wrecked my racing machine. But it wasn't all bad news. All the other cars crashed because of my maneuver. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by a country mile, bro. I took the piece off my trophy and added it to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me towards Jazzafrazz Town in the east. Then I heard that voice. Princess Eclair's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess, random words will forge poetry is spoken by your voice. Your nose, what? I will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Eclair! Sorry about that, bro. So after that, I got back on my boat and came here to Roadport, and that's what's been up with me. As soon as we hit Jazzafrazz Town, we were overcome by the glitz and the glamour. It's a very lively place, bro. Tons of daisies live there, and they're always smiling. While looking for the piece of the compass, I met a hip daisy named Hazy. Hazy was a producer, and he was looking for actors to go on stage with him. I told him we couldn't, since we were looking for the compass part, you know. But Hazy said we could win the compass part in the upcoming Drama Slam. He said the so-called Drama Llama plaque might, in fact, be one of the parts. Well, we just had to give it a try, so we rehearsed with the cast and hit the stage. Our musical was called The Mystery of the Fiery Hat of Social Awareness. The script was great, but I got really hosed, bro. My role, my part, was grass! I played grass by the side of the road. Grass, bro. Grass! I just sprawled out on the ground and had to be silent. Everyone but me had lines. I don't care if I was wearing green. Who cast someone based on that? It was awful. In the end, our musical was the talk of the town, and we won the drama slam. I got the compass part I was after, but even that didn't make me feel very happy. The huge after party just bummed me out more, so I snuck out the back door. But wow, outside were tons of fans. My fans. Fans of grass. They swarmed me. I just couldn't believe it. Imagine cheering for grass. I was ecstatic, bro. After that, I added the piece to the marvelous compass, which pointed north. It pointed to the Rapturous Ruins in Grimble Forest. Then, the voice again. Oh, my cherished Princess Eclair, how you soothe me! I would be grass for you. I will find you. I will reach you. I will stand by your side and be your Luigi. Wow. Sorry about that, bro. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, so then I got back on my boat. After journeying deep into the Grimble Forest, I found the domed Rapturous Ruins. Inside, everything was pure white. You couldn't tell where the floor became walls. Proceeding dead ahead, I found myself in a chamber where a young boy sat. As I approached the boy, someone named Screamy appeared out of nowhere. Screamy said the boy's name was Cranberry and that he'd wait for a child of fate. That didn't make any sense to me, so I started searching quietly for the compass piece. But then it happened, bro. I got a tiny tickle in my nose and I let out a huge sneeze. Well, Cranberry must have heard it because he opened his eyes right up. He looked at me and smiled. All of a sudden, I could understand his language. Can you believe it? I learned that the boy was the last of an ancient race, the Luffs. He had been there guarding the marvelous compass piece for the last 1,000 years. He told me that the compass is an item with the power to see into the future. The ancient Luff Empire used the power of the compass to rule much of the world. Because of their greed, they were cursed by the compass, and their empire collapsed. To prevent a repeat of their fate, Cranberry broke the compass into 7 parts. He hid 6 and kept 1, putting himself to sleep until a worthy hero woke up. I was that hero, bro. He gave it to me, and then he and the ruins vanished. When I added that piece to the compass, it pointed to the far north, where dreaded Hatesong Tower stands. This time, I heard Princess Eclair's voice more clearly than ever before. I will rescue the princess! I will be super! And then I'll... Well, I'll figure out the rest later. Anyway, I headed back here to Rogueport after that. I'm making my final preparations for my final battle now. Hatesong Tower stands atop a jagged, unclimbable cliff beyond the northernmost sea. The winds whistle down the cliff, howling like banshees singing songs of hate. People say it's pretty much the scariest place in the world, and I had to go there. Blocking out the bone-chilling howls, I somehow managed to reach the tower's door. I was terrified, but thoughts of Princess Eclair warmed my heart and gave me power. All of my companions felt the same way. They were with me to the bitter end. The door to the tower swung slowly open to reveal an inconceivable darkness. I tried to call out Princess Eclair's name, but I couldn't even breathe because... As I strained my eyes in the darkness, I saw the most terrifying beast of all! The Chestnut King himself appeared before me! He was monstrous and drooling! Puddles of toxic goo dripped from his mouth, melting the very ground at our feet! I couldn't stop shaking, but I gritted my teeth and faced the evil beast dead on! I dodged the king's fangs, jumped into his chest, and gave him a hammer whack! My swing split the air and crashed dead center into the Chestnut King's skull. Hope powered me up, bro! I was going toe-to-toe with the king, and I was loving it! This is it, I thought. I can win this! I'll risk it all or my next blow! I gripped my hammer tight and waited for my moment. The tension stung me. Schwack! The ocean winds raised against the tower windows. With that sound as my call to battle, I advanced with no mercy in my heart. And then... I beat him. I defeated the Chestnut King. An even worse beast came next, a nightmare thing. But I beat it too. I rescued Princess Eclair. It was all over. And then I came back to Roadport and had a light lunch. And that's about it. Huh? You think there's more to the story than that? Not at all. That's it. That's the whole story of the quest for Princess Eclair. The end. But my adventures won't end here, bro. They'll never end. Actually, you know what? This guy actually novelized my quest. He's been interviewing me. He was actually interviewing me here at the end during breaks from my adventure. I didn't think anyone would be interested in reading a book about Luigi. But Super Luigi came out recently, and check this out, bro. Here in Roadport, it set a new record for consecutive weeks and #1 on the bestseller list. Oh, hooray for Luigi, bro. I started reading it the other day, but it's an encyclopedic account in multiple volumes. Excruciating detail, bro. It's like a history book. It seemed like one anyway. They've got it in a shop here in Roadport. How about you snag a copy, bro? Actually, is that actually in the shop? Hold up. It is! Super Luigi Book 1, super popular, now on sale. You need 64 coins for that Super Luigi. Want to buy it? Yeah, sure. Alright, so now what? Do I do something with it? Can I just read the book whenever I want? Have you ever experienced a time when no matter how hard you tried, you failed and the time you spent felt wasted? If you ever feel such pangs of regret, try to remember this tale. The story of a young man's quest to save a sweet princess. Oh God. Oh, this is actually involved.